First of all, Jason, busy time over the last few weeks. Tony Baselli got a new role. There's a new GM, of course, in Jacksonville, a new head coach. I know basically it is your job to keep across the NFL all year round. Not been quiet in Duval. Thoughts on the appointment of Liam Cohen?
Like it, new energy, new ideas. That's what you need. Right now, it's all about your quarterback. Can you get him to play at a high level? Can you get an offense around him that shows his unique ability and his skills? You got to showcase that. And that's what you're going after. That's why these offensive coordinators get head coaching jobs, to come in, to change things, and to stay. That's the key. So I like it, right? You want a youth movement. You want a different kind of approach. And that's what you should get. You saw the success he had with Baker Mayfield and the kind of person he was. So, coming in with Trevor's laid back, cool, but he wants to deliver. I think this relationship will work out well.
J-Bell, you've spent some time with Trevor. Do you think bringing in Liam Cohen, do you think this bodes well for that relationship and we're going to see what Trevor can do moving forwards?
I'm a big Trevor Lawrence fan, of not only because of the time I spent with him, but I watch him. I watch who he is on the field when he has controversy or he has to overcome any obstacles. I like the way he approaches it because I'm looking for my quarterback to behave like that. So let's start there. But what I want the new head coach, Liam Cohen, to do is go dig through that tape and figure out what my guy does well. Where does he shine? And come in and showcase that. Put it up on tape and say, hey, look at all these great plays you've made. We're going to build this around your strengths. And then the relationship starts there because that's what it's all about. If you're a play caller and you study your quarterback and you know who they are and they can look at you and say, man, you've put in the time, you put in the work, they will believe anything you say. And that's the key, right? You got to get this relationship going and flowing fast as possible so they can get on the field and start dicing up defense.
I mean, it affects everything though, doesn't it? I mean, obviously, come September, but it affects everything now because as you say, you need to look at Trevor Lawrence, look at his skill set, look at what he needs on the field as well in terms of personnel. So it affects free agency and of course it affects the draft.
Without a doubt. I mean, it all ties together because everybody's looking in free agency to see, does this make sense? Because how Trevor goes, how this offense goes is how we win. And a lot of guys, you're either coming because you want to win or you coming because you want to get a check. So whatever the reason is, you are on your way there. But when you're there, you're competitive, you want to win. So change is good, right? That's what you need. You need something and somebody to come in and re-energize this organization. And from top to bottom, that's what they've done this offseason.
All right, let's move on to the draft. I mean, it is only a matter of weeks away. The new general manager, James Gladstone, he's going to be judged on what happens over the next few weeks, even though he's only been in the position, for about a month, something like that. So let's talk about what Jacksonville need to do. They have got 10 picks in this draft, so it's the second most in the whole of the league. What will the new GM be thinking right now, J-Bell?
First of all, this man has got no sleep, let's be honest, because he's had to study this entire roster. Now, you're well aware of the league and other teams, but you got to go and look at everything. New coaching staff, so you can't lean on them to tell you and direct you. So you got to get in there and say, what do we need? Who do we need? Who are we? So those are some of the components that he has to use to move forward. Now, there are things they obviously have to fix, right? They got to fix the defense. They got the defensive interior line, right? You need help. You got guys on the outside that can get there, but you need push up the middle, and you need another corner. Tyson Campbell, like his game, has to stay on the field. That is the key. But you're probably going to have to get another defensive back. So early in the draft, you're going to have to get those questions answered. On the offensive line, they've made some moves. Obviously, I think they need help at the guard position, but the guard position is one you can find people. Tackles, harder. Got to draft those. And they're gone early in the draft. But other ones, interior linemen, you can find. So early in the draft, those picks, if you don't trade, you're going to have to really figure out and feel out who you can get on defense. Now, one thing that's crazy, I've heard people talk about it, and it would be interesting. It's all about what the Patriots do, right? I mean, what if Travis Hunter drops towards you? I mean, what in the world? Are you kidding me? How exciting would that be? So this is what the draft does. We're going to have to see the moves people make, but it's going to be interesting. And unless they're going to have to draft for the defense early, unless something falls in their lap.
J-Bell, how much difference does James Gladstone being in the room at the Rams and that experience make to potentially having a successful draft this season?
Without a doubt. I mean, experience is everything that matters. And especially when you think about when come with the Rams having to make those picks later in the rounds, having to evaluate that talent, not just leaning on, hey, we got a top pick. No, their approach was we got low picks and we have to make sure these people fit the culture, the standard. And that's another thing, right? You're plugging into a new organization. What does that culture look like? You have to ask around the building, where do we need to improve? Talk to your leaders. What kind of players do you want in here? Just their input could really significantly change your decision on a guy. If you're very close, it could be an attitude thing, the way they approach the game. And that could be the intel you need. So his ability to kind of decipher levels of talent based on where his former team had to draft is really going to be an advantage.